Hey there, this is Wally Wabowlhead, and this is Wally Wabowlhead's Quick Bite. Today is the 1st of December, 2016. Hope everybody is having a first day of December. A good first day of December as well. Today, I am back at Wobble HQ and have a little bit of an experiment to perform here. The first time for me. Thickeners and emulsifiers, all natural, Xanthan gum and Guar gum. They both serve to thicken sauces in gluten-free baking. They replace things like eggs, typically, to act as an emulsifier to keep everything together. There's a bunch of different applications. Typically, most ice creams have Guar gum in them, whereas most gluten-free baking products have xanthan gum. So that's kind of the main difference. They're both, Guar gum is from a seed. Xanthan gum is from it's this weird bacteria that winds up turning into, they blast it with some alcohol and then turn it into a powder, very sand-like, that serves as a wonderful thickener / emulsifier. It's in a bunch of salad dressings, all that sort of stuff. So, what I'm going to do today is to experiment with a smoothie that I make. A lot of the times with smoothies that I make, at least, I find that in order to get the density and the viscosity that I'm looking for, I really have to add a whole bunch of fruit to it, which I don't want to do because it's all carbs. So last night, for the first time, after a little bit of spinning down in the basement, I added about 2-3 grams of xanthan gum to my smoothie, and the thing turned into a super dense, like a malt, even thicker than a milkshake, which I love, without having to, and it's essentially all fiber, both of them are. So they are, it's an easy way to add a tremendous amount of volume and viscosity to a smoothie, without having to add in a whole bunch of fruit. I don't know, for people that may have been following these for a while, I talked about an ice cream, which essentially is a bunch of frozen ice cream, which, frozen bananas rather, that you take and you blend up, and it turns into something with a similar consistency to ice cream. Adding xanthan gum means you can get a similar texture without having to add all of the additional carbs, which means sugar. So, what I'm going to do, and this may run past over 5 minutes today, but I'm going to mix up my smoothie like I normally do. So we've got almond milk, and of course, I've forgotten the bananas. Hold on one sec. And here I am again. Frozen bananas. This is 110 grams of frozen banana, which equates to 25 grams of sugar, or carbs. You ask, how do I know that it's 110 grams? And the answer is that I weigh everything. I've got a little scale right here, which is accurate, except when you drop it. Okay, so I've got bananas, I've got almond milk, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend it up using one with xanthan gum, one with guar gum, and then one keep it regular for control. So this is a vegan, all plant-based protein powder, which I get from Sam's Club. This is PB Fit for a little bit, it's about equal parts carbs and protein, but for a little peanut butter flavor. And some cinnamon. So this is, if you've been watching this, I've done this before. The difference is going to be, you'll see the change in the viscosity after we add them. And what I'm real curious about is we're going to add 2 grams to approximately 100 grams of product. This is spirulina. I guess I could have done this all in advance, but it's about 5 grams of spirulina, which is a complete plant-based protein source. The taste is not all that desirable, but good for you. So now, the last thing which I almost forgot, this is coconut oil, 14 grams of it, that we plop in, and we get the blender going. Alright, so that should be good enough. Just a quick blend. If you've noticed these things, I'm going to try to freeze them as well to see if they work for as popsicles, as high protein frozen dessert, with both the guar gum and the xanthan. So, I've already started making a mess, so there's no reason now. But, now it's very liquidy. And I will pour this over the sink. So I don't know if you can see that, but we're getting, you know, it's approximately a pint. Straight up. And then in a sec I'll bring it over and, so I'm going to try to divvy it up equally between the two here. So it's about a cup each, which should, let's see, these things weigh about 13 grams, these containers. So the liquids, just so I know, 295 less 13 is 282. So we need to go, so that's a 260. About 5 grams off. And now we're lopsided. 265 and 275, so we're close. Let me get this right, so I don't have to. 265, so this needs to get up 5 grams. Close enough. Alright. So now we've got everything equal in both containers. And you can see, I'll take this up, the viscosity of this stuff right now, it's like soup. I don't know how well you can see that, but soupy, right? Alright, so now what we're going to do, still tastes good, it's good tasting soup. So now what we're going to do is, and these were both so I remember 270, remember 270 if I forget. Alright. And apparently we're experiencing some sort of, oh, there we go. Equipment malfunction. But we're back in shape. Okay, so now we'll start with the guar gum. This is 2 grams of guar gum. One of the things you can see here, in my right hand, we've got the guar gum, my right. Guar gum, which is more flour. Guar gum, this is xanthan gum. So we've got 2 different ones, and you can see that this is both equal to 2 grams. So you can see the importance of weighing it. A tablespoon, this is, you know, they say a tablespoon is a tablespoon is a tablespoon. That's why weighing is important, because the volume of the guar gum is significantly more than that of the xanthan. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add this back into it, as well as the 2 grams of guar gum, and give it a blast. And we'll see what happens. From what I've read, guar gum provides more of a creamy texture, whereas xanthan is adds more body and volume to it, more viscosity. So we'll go for about 30 seconds each. See what happens here. And you know, normally I try to go to about 5 minutes. but we're going a little bit over. So I apologize about that. Alright. So we zapped it. And this, it didn't change much. I'm surprised. A little bit. So you can see from before, it's definitely more viscous. Let's see. But not quite as viscous as I had thought. Maybe the guar gum, you know, again, so a creaminess is what they claimed. Yeah, it's delicious. But what we're going for here is what I'm really looking for is the viscosity. So now I'm not going to be cleaning this out in between, so that may have an effect on our results. But what are you going to do? Alright, so that is the guar gum. Now this one is remember this is the untainted base. And we add to it 2 grams of xanthan gum. And we mix her up. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but I printed out the Wobble for Balance poster upside down. So now it should show up right side up. I don't know if it does or not. Alright, so we're getting similar results. But you can see it's definitely... I'm going to actually add a little bit more and see what happens. See if it gets a little thicker. So that was the xanthan gum. Let's add another roughly 2 grams of it. And I'm going way over budget here on time. So roughly, I'm just eyeing this. Let's see what happens. Because last night when I did it, the stuff was super dense. So anyway, the goal of this is to potentially create a dessert that I can take to market. For those of you that have been following, I've been checking out you know, the muffins, which I'm close with. You know, sugar-free, vegan, gluten-free, high-protein muffins. This would be another arm, which potentially for the business would be, you know, like a wah bar, kind of like a popsicle. So a cold dessert that's high in protein, no sugar. Yeah, all right. So this is what I'm talking about. 15 minutes later, you can see, you know, there's nothing left. I mean, it's all, it works. So, 4 grams to 270. And then, so what I'm going to do now is also try to do that with the guar gum, freeze it, and then, you know, I'll see how it works out with regards to turning it into a popsicle. Why the hell not, right? So anywho, sorry, that was 15 minutes. So for those of you that watched, thank you. And I hope that, you know, for smoothies, for those of you that do make, you know, protein shakes and you're looking for something that has the consistency or even thicker than a milkshake, xanthan gum totally works. I'm going to add some more, twice as much of the guar gum to it and check that out. And, you know, see if I can't come up with a fancy package and maybe put this stuff in the section of the frozen food section of your local grocer. So anyhow, this is Wally Wabowlhead, and this is Wally Wabowlhead's Quick Bite. Oh.